Hello, one and all. This is Luckless Lovelocks, and welcome back to Orwell. Ignorance is strength. We're building up a case against Raban. We need to find pairs of data chunks which could be used to construct a conspiracy theory about Raban. And we've come up with this so far, so this is what we're challenging. Prime Minister Blaine and President Cassart are meeting to conspire against the Pargesian people. This is the narrative that we're going to present. Hashtag Lives a Deal. Former Principal Raban Vart sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. The idea here is that we're chipping away at his support gradually by showing the hypocrisy of what he's putting out there. And we have to wait for him to publish his story. So in the meantime, we're going to look up some more information on and possibly like report some more things on Raban and his family. Is there something? I don't think there's anything new here. Check out an Ilya's phone. No. Why is it showing that then? That's weird. Where to start then? We were looking at the messages that Raban and Ilya's family were sending back and forth, and I think there were some conflicts, if I remember correctly, that we can report on if we want to. Just gotta remember, and we've got the file on Ilya. Okay, let's check, first let's just review this one conflict. And this has to do with Karen's mother, Elizabeth Levine. So we have, first of all, we've got Karen Levine is a kind-hearted person. We could report that if we want to. It might not be a bad idea to report some of these things that aren't as important, just to get time moving along. So for the story to be published. But there's also this conflict. Supports her mother, Elizabeth Levine's position, which would help to cement our position that Karen doesn't really support Raban's point of view. Or we could report this message from David Johns if we really want to support Raban, which I think we've decided not to do that. Saying that Karen actually broke contact with her mother over the marriage. I think let's just take a look at the files first before we decide on that. I'm going to take a look at this military file. And also, was there something else here that we hadn't? Yeah, I guess we didn't really finish reading about Elizabeth Levine's campaign for mayor, what she had to say. Where did we leave off? This is an interview. The national beholder. Oh, right. We were reading the interview. So that's where we left off. So Elizabeth Levine endorsed by Catherine Delacroix. I'm not sure if you remember, but maybe I should just jump over. Catherine Delacroix was an important member of the party. She was a defense secretary of security. So she's like our boss. Ministry of Security dedicated to the purpose of improving the nation's safety on the interior. It was formed directly after the elections in 2009. Just as originally proposed by Catherine Delacroix, Mrs. Delacroix was subsequently granted the position of the first Secretary of Security. She's best known for the inception of the Safety Bill, elevating security standards in the country to a new level. So, Karen's mother had the support of Catherine Delacroix. We're proud to announce that our campaign has been endorsed by Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix. In a statement, Delacroix said, "My parents were from Hilbury, and it is the city I grew up in. They would appreciate Elizabeth Levine's work very much, and the values for which she stands." Delacroix further announced that she will support Elizabeth's campaign with funding and marketing. The party stands by the Levine family. We are particularly proud of Maxwell Levine's efforts as a lawyer in Hilbury, as well as Karen Levine's great endeavors as a psychological counselor. The party supports Karen Levine's work directly via state funding. Elizabeth, her husband, Mike, and her two beautiful children are a true treasure for this town and the whole nation, added Delacroix. think this is some information we can report. I bet Raban has no idea about Karen's entanglements with the party, nor is any one of his followers. We should let them know, maybe, but we need a little more backing if we truly are trying to put the blame on Karen here. Is that really okay? I don't know. I mean, okay, we've already got Karen arrested, right? So I don't know how important that is. Elizabeth Levine to run for mayor this fall. Born and raised in Hillbury and only having lived abroad for a few years studying, Elizabeth Levine knows every nook and cranny of our beautiful town. She was always one of the most valuable parts of our community and is now aiming to make sure it is truly great again. The decline of our local small businesses and traditional values has to end. Levine stated in Monday morning's Hillbury Public Radio News, "We are looking forward to an exciting election campaign. It's time for change." Sounds a little bit familiar. Kind of similar to some rhetoric we've heard in American politics recently. Oh, there's more. Issues. Our children are our future. Our culture must be preserved. We believe that this is only possible if we keep immigration and other potentially disrupting factors to a minimum and spare our children as well as our community from threats like these. We therefore believe it is important to close the Pargesian border to prevent any further immigration. Supporting families. The traditional family as a unit is one of the most meaningful constructions of our society, and it is tremendously important to preserve and protect it in any possible way. Elizabeth Levine stands for this in particular and holds this value very dearly, especially being a mother herself. It goes without saying that same-sex marriage is unnatural and should be forbidden by law. We also believe that so-called Planned Parenthood is child murder and should be treated as such. Let's fight together to stop this lunacy. Education. She's very, very right-leaning. Education. Education is one of the most important factors for development of society as a whole. We support schools, teachers, and innovative ways of education, such as homeschooling and alternative schools. Small businesses. Medium and small-sized businesses are the heart of Hillbury and the backbone of our economy. We work very hard to support our local businesses by offering funding opportunities in real estate for rent, especially for local businesses and shops. Not a lot of concrete information here. A lot of talk. Family's foundation for everything. Elizabeth Levine, mother, lawyer, philanthropist. Elizabeth was born and grew up in Hillbury. Her family has been living in this beautiful town for many generations, giving her an expertise and personal insight on local issues that few can compare. Elizabeth spent some time outside Hillbury while studying law in Bonton from 1975 to 1981. She graduated with honors and soon after and decided to move. Okay, that's a strange typo. Soon after decided to move back to her beloved hometown. Elizabeth then started doing community work for Hillbury, which she is still involved with to date. She volunteered and was very active in the National Cancer Society, raising funds and helping cancer survivors in an extraordinarily devoted way. Instead of going into corporate law, like most lawyers, she dedicated herself to public service and worked as a prosecutor for Hillbury City Council. Her passion for law and order is ongoing. As a devoted family person, Elizabeth has 2 children, her daughter Karen Levine, who is very successful as a psychological counselor in Bonton, and her son Maxwell Levine, who's a well-known lawyer in Hillbury. First time we've heard of him. Maybe we can get some information on him. Doesn't look like any new documents were found. Just trying to think if there's any chat or any search boxes we can use that name in. Karen's album. Location name, though. Well, I just want to try, but I'm pretty sure we need a location name, right? People don't work for that. Maybe he was Hand of Blood player? That would be hilarious. Oh, and we had some information from the interview, I guess, to report. Kind of a person, right? And that conflict. Look at this. We have so many documents. I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding it like hard to remember everything that we read so far. There's just so much. Let's check out this Pargesian army file. I think that was it, right? That was it for Karen's mother. Sometimes I'll miss a little thing to click on, so I want to make sure I get everything. Looks like that's it. Okay. Let's check out the army file on Ilya. Private, time served, 2010. 1st Infantry Division, Prava. Attempt to flee from service, punished. Failed in his attempt to escape military service, followed by punishment. Drafted for service, shortened basic training completed, tried to flee, and then discharged by local command. Let's report this. What's the conflict? This is Karen's report on Ilya. As the patient slowly opened up, he especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Pargas at multiple occasions. Successfully fled from military service in Pargas. So this would support the story that we're concocting, that he would do anything. Is there another update here? No. That he would do anything to get out of military service. So let's report that. He got punished. And his parents were kidnapped as a punishment for Ilya to live with such a burden. There's a powerful narrative in that. Oh, I see. We can add more things to the narrative. I didn't know that. Learn how Ilya Vart got his parents punished for his own cowardice and his brother Raban covered for him. Oh, this is brutal. But we still have more that we can report if we want to. Maybe, I'm not sure if this new portrait will help. Sometimes you can find like new documents if you report like some of the portraits. Okay, so we still have some information to report from the communication here. What else do we have? YouTuber revolutionaries. Yeah, we're reporting this. They weren't members of the FTP, were they? Raban openly criticizes Cassard all the time. I doubt we can gain any benefit from knowing his parents may have done the same thing. Okay. We gotta be getting close to the story being published. Is there a draft to look at? There's the people's voice. I wonder if I should... Oh, you can. I like keeping them all open. Draft. This is the one he's working on. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else to report. I've kind of run out of info aside from this. I guess it's time to report on this conflict. Oops. And we're going to report this because that just further supports our position that she's not with Raban. I certainly didn't expect them to be that close, to be honest. Good for us. Together with that financial support from the party, this should look all kinds of fishy, especially to Raban himself. Here, consider this one yourself. Raban publishes article. The time to strike back has come. You can go on searching for more material to create narratives from, though, but please take your time. When ready, strike, Raban Fart, as hard as you can. We need to make this count. Okay, let's take a look at this article that he's published. The big conspiracy you should know about. Are they kissing? The media are trying to distract you from the truth. Blaine and Cassart are conspiring against you. My brother leaving Bonton says nothing other than the fact that the media monsters are continuously after me. The important question should be, why is the focus of attention not on one of the most pressing and obvious issues? Is it not curious that during a national crisis like this, while Bonton is threatened by terrorists, the Prime Minister is leaving the country? It is not weird that he is meeting Cassart, who is throwing him a military parade under the guise of negotiating a meeting? The answer is that this is bullshit, sorry. Negotiations are not what the national government wants. They want power. Blaine and Cassart want to control our minds by secretly conspiring against the people of Pargas. That this is what that meeting really shows, and what you should really be worried about. I hereby call for a protest in front of the presidential palace in Shiflith. Let's show these traitors to the people, what we think of them. No pending drafts. I can't. Do we choose one, or are we throwing all of them at them? Let's see what happens if we just click this. I assume we're throwing all of those at him. No, I think we're picking one. Okay. Insert data. So I have to pick from one of these. Lousy deal. Former principal of Raban Vart sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. Coward brother. Learn how Ilya Vart got his parents punished for his own cowardice and his brother Raban covered for him. Traitor wife. How Karen, wife of Raban Vart, secretly works for the party and gets financed by them in return. I think this is the best one, honestly. Former principal at Raban Vart sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. If we can get people to blame him for that attack, that's going to turn... Like, a lot of his sympathy came from that attack, so that's really going to turn people on him, I think. Let's do it. So he's at 437,000. Lots of activity. It's all spread and done. The fact that Raban made the deal to help his brother decrease the impact our narrative had. What? Good work, but not good enough. Raban is still around and he still has a loyal follower base. Damn. So, what absurdities does he dare to claim this time? Down to 402,000. I don't know. I think the best way to hit him was this, because this directly impacts him. Although he did cover for his brother in this narrative. Another draft. Let's check out the reaction. Liam Love says, you sold the Prava secondary shelter to the Pargesian army? How could you do such a thing? You endangered the lives of those kids. And then People's Voice responds, don't you see how they are manipulating you? This is nothing but a lie spread by the government to bring me down. Serious Samantha, I think we saw her before, didn't we? Says, that lousy deal was a mistake. You're a hero, Raban. Your traitor of a brother does not deserve your help. People's Voice says, I appreciate your loyalty, but I will not let you insult my brother. Gordon Hekovic says, I can't believe Ilya was part of the Pargesian army. How could he betray us all like that? And how could you have made that lousy deal just to save such a traitor? He's answering back pretty well. Response was, I have my reasons. I do not regret my decisions. He's actually not admitting he didn't do it. Interesting. Because I felt like that might have been a bit manufactured. Next draft. The national government kills. They kill their own people and our people to distract us all from the truth. They have fabricated yet another story about me to distract you from the really important truths. If you don't believe me yet, here's another truth for you. I used to be a teacher in Prava, beautiful small town by the mountains of Ria. My school was destroyed by troops of the nation. This is what I was thinking earlier on, I was trying to get to. I've never gotten over this horrible incident, and it broke my heart more than anything else that has ever happened to me. The national government ordered the shelling of Prava Secondary. They killed those students, not me. They destroyed everything I love in my hometown. This is what your government does to the innocent, to the weak. They kill. So this is the narrative we have to counter. He's blaming the nation for his own fault. Our own army attacking the school. We're the peacekeepers. It's high time to turn things around. This has to end now. We cannot let this preposterous lies stand. We will destroy Raban Vart. You will, now. Get me something that shows beyond any doubt that the nation isn't the one to blame here. Okay. Nation bombed Private Secondary. This is the first thing that popped up. Something on the insider. What is it? It was tracking, right? Quo tracking. Bonton Central Station. Current whereabouts. Okay. He's about to leave. He's already at the central station. He's really going to follow through on his plan then. So, if you want to try and do anything about that, better hurry up. What can we do, though? How can we stop him? I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do with that. Like, I send someone to pick him up? I don't know. Raban is responding to David Johns. David, your loyalty to me is beyond any limits. You have been with me from the start. Who is this? I'm curious to know if you guys haven't seen this game before. I'm curious to know who you think this might be. You've been with me from the start. The People's Voice would not nearly have become what it had you not been there. You're more than a fan. You're a true friend. But it's all going down. Not even Ilya is by my side any longer. He has made mistakes, yes, but he has been subject of so much hate today. I cannot even say where all of this is coming from. He's doubting himself now. I'm tired. I've been writing furiously all day to this point. And look where it got me. Nowhere. Everything around me is falling apart. I have no one left. Even my followers are turning their backs on me. It's over. It has to end. I want it to end. Thank you for standing with me. Being the People's Voice, okay. Oh! David Johns again. You had mentioned it before. Do we have something on him? Regardless, it doesn't matter what role he had with the people's voice. What matters is only the destruction of Raban. What's this document we found? Before I report this, because this is this is a pretty big deal that he actually just wants to stop. An unsung hero that you need to know about. May 13th, this is 2012. Did we just unlock this page? I guess we must have. Let's reread it, even if we had read it before. This is May 13th, 2012. This is 5 years ago. I cannot believe you published that article without consulting me. What were you thinking? Why would you do that? I'm away laboring for 2 days, and now this. I'm sorry, brother, but I wanted to try and cheer you up. You've been so stressed and sad lately. And since you helped me get out of the Pargesian army, I wanted to do something for you too. I just thought this story might bring you some well-deserved praise, especially with all of the controversy that was thrown our way because of the refugee camp articles. Raban says, you're straight up lying to make me feel better will not change this. We are the guardians of the truth, and the truth hurts. You had no right to publish that story. I am not a hero. Ha! His own words. Iliavart, I don't see what the big deal is. People need to relate to you. Understand that you aren't just another lunatic mouthpiece. To see that you have compassion, that you have experienced the atrocities firsthand that we write about every day. Raban says, that's right. I live them, not you. Seriously, Ilya, I can't believe you would do this to me. Now everyone in this camp will be looking at me like I was some kind of martyr. I even got a fan mail already by a guy named David Johns. There he is. Who called himself a huge fan of mine. I don't want that kind of attention. I don't want fans. I just want to move on and forget this whole thing had ever happened. I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but can't you just take it down if it bothers you so much? No, it's garnered too many hits. It has been passed around across the nation. It's spreading like a cancer, a disease. Everyone is reading it. And now I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions about it. I'm truly sorry, Raban. It was supposed to be a surprise, a morale boost. I don't think you even remotely get what you've done. What if David Johns is Ilya? What if Ilya is pulling Raban's strings? Like, what if he's the puppet master? And now he's making an escape. And Raban's going to take the fall for all of this. Oh, is that possible? I'm starting to get that impression. Now, I have a theory. How can I explore that? Because that would explain why they keep bringing up, like, the fact that Ilya's leaving. Let's see what we can report. So what does this say? Lied about his brother's... Lied for about his brother. Some of the writing in this episode has been weird. Lied about his brother, Raban Vart in the past. Oh, lied for about his brother Raban Vart in the past. Okay. And then, doesn't want to be seen as a hero. I don't know if that really helps our cause. I don't know what this would do for us, though. Let's try reporting this. Let's just see what happens. Wait, what exactly did Ilya lie about regarding his brother? David Johns, not your friend. Raban, it's a lie. It's all a lie. I'm not your friend. I've never been. I can't fully explain it at this time. I've only been here recently. I've just been informed that you're about to claim the nation bombed your school. You have no idea how right you are. I realize this may be my last chance of getting out of this mess. So I got my hands on some internal documents for you. What really happened at Prava Secondary, it's all in there. I'll try to get you more. Keep an eye on new Percoleaks documents. For now, I must keep my head down. They will now come for me. Hit them as hard as you can. Ooh, this is gonna change a lot, I think. Let's report this. What? How does this person leak confidential information to Raban Vart? This is very troubling news. I'm not aware of any of our own people with this name, though. I'll turn this David Johns into a target person. You may want to investigate if you so desire. Damn right I want to investigate. Remember, though, that Raban Vart remains the primary target. Get us something to obliterate him with. Sweet. Let's take a look at this document before we move on. Operation Cavalry. This document describes an incident in which the National Army bombarded a Pargesian school. The Army of the Nation had been well aware of the fact that many students and teachers were in the building at this time. The school had been used as a bomb shelter for many weeks. On December 6, 2010, national troops started shelling the school, leaving it completely destroyed. Afterwards, the ruins were searched by military with the help of civilians looking for their children. Soldiers Oleg Bakay and Alexander Petkovich were the only survivors on the side of the Pargesian army and were secured from the shelter. There was only one known civilian survivor, whom the Pargesian soldiers had managed to save, but was still seriously injured. The school's principal at Raban Vart had been found wounded and retrieved from the ruins. When encountered by civilians at Raban Vart, it was met with extreme aversion and had to be protected from them by the army. Oh. The report reveals that the order to open fire had been given by a supreme commander with the government of the nation, who had stated that the school was occupied by terrorist group forces of true Pargas. This turned out to be untrue, since there were only civilians and Pargesian army soldiers on site. The shelling was a serious violation of international law and human rights by the Army of the Nation. This is what I mean. Like, the nation's awful. Now I kind of want to shift my focus into taking down the nation. So what can we report out of this? Was arrested by the Army of the Nation after the school incident. Okay. Was the only civilian retrieved from the school shelter. Had to be protected from an angry mob after school incident. I don't know if I want to report any of this stuff. What is this? Socialite? David Johns. Okay, we're gonna start investigating David Johns. Somehow, I get the feeling this might not be our guy. At X2 Think. Or Think Twice, I guess. Hi, I'm David. Free thinker, philosopher, coffee drinker. Coffee drinker. I think it's Ilya. I got this suspicion. What kind of odd call sign is that? That's not one of our agents, is it? Socialite, latest post. You better watch out. We're fighting the fake news, People's Voice. This is today. Okay, so this is stuff posted today. This is the big riot in front of the Pargesian Palace in Triflith. Fake riot. Yeah. Thank God the government has finally increased the surveillance cams at Freedom Plaza. I feel much safer there now. People's Voice. Do you actually believe your own bullshit that you post every day? It's like he's like speaking out against the People's Voice. Cheers to the soldier of the nation who risks their lives every day protecting Pargas. They are good people. Unpopular opinion, Kassart would not be able to manage his country without the great work that Prime Minister Blaine has been doing in Pargas. So this is so strange. Raban Vart, owner of the People's Voice, is a terrible, hateful immigrant who has overstayed his welcome here in the nation. Captain Dormus replies, "Since when are you so interested in politics?" People's voice is designed to manipulate the people of Pargas. I don't believe what they write. Is this like a co-opted account or something? Forces of true Pargas are dangerous terrorists. They need to be stopped. Pargas is a mess. They can be thankful that the army of the nation is out there. Investigator, I like that title. 8th of March 2017. What is he talking about? I could tell you about my new job, but then I'd have to make you disappear. When life gives you lemonade, make a rattler. Never really understood the appeal of the band, The Targets. That was from the first season. Posted about having taken a classified job, threatens to make another disappear. Okay, let's report this. Let's and that's it for that, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at our database of agents. Maybe we'll get some hits. Unknown. We got it. Redacted. Okay. Date of birth redacted, nationality redacted, address redacted, department redacted, assignment influencer persona. Spreading misinformation. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, right? Except, of course, you're not. It is one of our own people then. Unfortunately, as an influencer persona, I'm afraid David Johns isn't simply one person. Right, so they're created in order, like, so that different people in the office can use them. Those personas are controlled by different real people in our services. Even I cannot tell you who is controlling them at this time. You must help find the traitor behind David Johns. Get me their real name. Wow. One thing I'm really enjoying about this episode is how it's totally twisting. Like, we're veering way off what we were originally planning on doing into uncharted territory. Let's register this device and see if we can get access to it. Good thinking. Now get me their identity so I can find them and make sure they don't undermine our work any longer. Here comes this article. We must end this. Get me a narrative. Shit. We don't have a narrative. Did he publish the article? The national government kills civilians. To manipulate your thoughts, they murder people. To be clear, yes, it is true. I invited soldiers of the Pargesian army to my school in Prava, but this fact was taken entirely out of context in order to fabricate a new story, aiming to destroy me. The only reason I hired the Pargesian army was to protect Prava Secondary. If you don't believe me that the national government are preposterous liars, here's another truth for you. My school was not bombed by troops of the Pargesian army at all. The national government ordered the shelling of Prava Secondary and blamed Pargesian soldiers because they wanted to prove to the media that they were needed in Pargas to protect the Pargesian people. Instead, they destroyed everything I loved in my hometown. This is what your government does to the innocent, to the weak. This is why I shall from now on call them national murderers. He's not wrong, though. From what it looks like, he's not wrong. So I don't know what to do now, but I'm curious to hear your opinions. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think I should do if you've not seen this before. We can probably try to, like, we could probably just ignore trying to take Raban Vart down and just pursue David Johns and, like, just let him build up more and more followers. And maybe we'll end up taking the nation down in some respects. Or should we continue trying to counter what Raban's doing with our own narratives. Let me know what you guys think. I'm right into this, though. This is really cool. I like what direction it's going in. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off for now. I'll see you on the next episode, and I love you all.